You've been told your entire life that the hero's journey is the definitive path to a great story. But imagine a narrative so powerful, so gripping, that it completely ignores the call to adventure, the mentor, and the triumphant return. We're about to expose the surprising truth about what really makes a story captivating. And it's not what you think. By 2026, the landscape of audience engagement has shifted dramatically. Modern viewers are increasingly drawn to narratives that embrace complexity, moral ambiguity, and human imperfection, rather than traditional epic quests centered around clearly defined heroes and villains. The archetypal larger-than-life hero no longer dominates the cultural imagination. Instead, audiences crave authenticity, nuance, and psychological depth, gravitating toward characters whose flaws, internal conflicts, and ethical gray areas mirror their own experiences. Shows like Succession and Barry exemplify this trend, where deeply flawed protagonists captivate viewers not through idealized heroism, but through relatability, vulnerability, and moral tension. This cultural shift is closely tied to a broader societal movement toward empathy, introspection, and a recognition of diverse lived experiences. Audiences increasingly value stories that reflect the messiness of real life, including internal struggles, complex relationships, and moral dilemmas. In a world saturated with information and competing narratives, people seek identification over idealization. They no longer passively consume aspirational myths, but actively engage with characters and situations that challenge, provoke, or resonate on a deeply personal level. This shift demonstrates a growing appetite for stories that prioritize emotional truth and human complexity over spectacle. The rise of short-form digital platforms such as TikTok, Instagram Reels, and YouTube Shorts has accelerated and codified this evolution in audience preferences. These platforms highlight the immense power of micro-narratives, brief, highly focused moments that convey character, conflict, or emotional tension in under a minute. Users respond to fragmented storytelling, quick emotional beats, and visual metaphors, proving that compelling narrative engagement does not require long-form, monomythic journeys. In fact, short-form formats often heighten the intensity of engagement, demanding viewers' attention and eliciting immediate emotional resonance. Through these platforms, audiences are learning to find depth in brevity, appreciating stories that convey authenticity, conflict, and complexity in compact, digestible fragments. Moreover, the post-heroic audience demonstrates a preference for stories that challenge expectations and destabilize traditional narrative hierarchies. Anti-heroes, morally ambiguous protagonists, and non-linear narratives encourage viewers to question conventional morality, grapple with ethical dilemmas, and explore multiple perspectives. This engagement is reflective of broader societal trends toward pluralism, critical thinking, and moral introspection, where audiences actively seek to understand not only what characters do, but why they act as they do, and how these actions resonate with the viewer's own lived experience. Ultimately, the post-heroic engagement paradigm reveals that storytelling in 2026 is no longer about delivering idealized escapism, but about creating resonance, empathy, and reflection. Audiences want to see themselves in the narratives they consume, to experience stories that are psychologically intricate, emotionally authentic, and morally textured. They are drawn to narratives that embrace imperfection, challenge assumptions, and reward close attention, whether delivered in bite-sized shorts or through traditional long-form serials. This represents a profound redefinition of narrative power, where the ability to connect with audiences hinges not on spectacle or heroism alone, but on the authenticity and relatability of the human experience at the heart of the story.